Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to our channel. It is about 8 o'clock in the morning. It's already 86 degrees out today, so it's going to be a hot one. So this morning I went out and picked all of our cucumbers. I have never successfully canned pickles that have been water bath canned, but what we're going to do is I'm going to show you how to make a refrigerator pickle out of these guys. They'll last about 1 month in the refrigerator and they are so tasty. So let me show you what you'll need and we'll get started. All of my cucumbers have been thoroughly washed. On my mandolin I am using the medium slice insert, and you should have several to choose from, so it just depends on how thick you want your pickles to be. So all you're going to do, I'm not using the guard because if I do you won't be able to see it, but I'm just going to show how easy it is to use this. You just go back and forth, and what you're going to end up with is all of your pickles are going to be sliced the same thickness. So just continue this until all of your cucumbers have been sliced. I have roughly maybe 6-7 cups of sliced cucumbers. So to this, what we're going to do is we're going to add 1.5 tablespoons of salt, and then we're going to cover this with water and let it sit for about 1.5 hours, maybe 2 hours. It's going to draw all the moisture out of these, okay? So let's do that, and then as soon as they are done soaking, we will rinse them off thoroughly. Our cucumbers have been rinsed off from the salt water. It has been drained and rinsed, and we're going to put it back in the original big bowl, and to that we are going to add some sliced onions from the garden. So whatever type of onions you have is fine. Just add some sliced onions in there to it. And then just give that a good mix. Now to this we have to make a brine to put on this. So what we're going to do is we're going to get a large stock pot and we are going to go to the stove. For the brine, we're going to need 1 cup of granulated sugar, 1 cup of white vinegar, a 1/2 cup of apple cider vinegar, and 1/4 cup of brown sugar. Now I use the light brown sugar for this. Okay, now that's your base. Once you have your base, we have to add our spices to this. So I buy my spices in bulk, so I buy them this way because they're much cheaper for me to do that. So we're going to use 1/8 teaspoon of turmeric, 1/2 teaspoon of celery seed, and mustard seed. We're going to use 1.5 teaspoons of mustard seed. Then we're going to turn our burner on. We're going to stir this until the sugars dissolve and it becomes a simmer. And then we're just going to let that simmer just for a couple minutes, just to make sure that it's nice and cooked all the way through and the sugar is completely dissolved. So go ahead and bring this to a simmer and stir it frequently so that the sugar doesn't burn to the bottom of the pan. Once your brine has simmered, you're going to take your brine and pour it over top of your cucumbers. And then just give this a good stir to make sure everything gets liquid on it. Now this is what my grandmother used to call a bread and butter pickle, so there's no dill in this. So if you're looking for dill, this is the wrong recipe. Alright, and then you're just going to let this sit until that brine comes to a room temperature. It might take about 1 hour. And then we're going to put these in mason jars, and we're going to put some freezer tape on the top that is a month out from today. And that will tell us when our expiration date is for these. So just let these soak up all those juices for about an hour, and then we'll transfer them into an airtight jar. We ended up getting 1 quart and 2 pints of pickles. So we do share our produce with our family. So we'll be keeping this one and then giving these smaller ones to our family members. I know my grandmother is still alive. We're very fortunate to have her. She's 87 and she loves her recipe of her bread and butter pickles. So we'll give one of those to her at the end of the week. But it's a very simple recipe and a way to use your cucumbers to have them for at least a month in the fridge. So go ahead, give this a try and let us know what you think down in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching and have a great day.